the European reference networks, and particularly EpiCARE, is incredibly important for the development of the diagnosis and management of all individuals with rare and complex epilepsies. Working across specialist centres across Europe, we can combine expertise, we can bring together expertise.
EpiCARE is a European reference network which acts mainly on rare and complex epilepsies, with the aim of implementing networking, improving the knowledge of epilepsy, and improving the care for patients affected by rare and complex diseases.
It is composed by 28 healthcare provider members in 13 states of the European Union. This network, relatively young because created only 3 years ago from the European Commission, already created a dynamic working relation with several epileptologists across Europe, several healthcare providers that all work at the service of the patients, particularly those with rare forms of epilepsy. This also allowed not only to discuss between us difficult cases that provide solutions to the patients, but also to develop a number of working projects on the development of targeted therapies, because this is probably the future of many diseases like epilepsy, the development of targeted therapies, and all this is simply not possible at the level of one country and even less at the level of one center.
And we see the EpiCARE network as a critical partner in improving care for children with epilepsy.
So the European Reference Network offers a unique possibility to join forces and to increase the coherence between the different centers in Europe, and eventually this will lead to increased in quality of the patient care.
And one of our goals is to bring people together, collect cases on very rare etiologies of epilepsies, and then to derive new insights on pathophysiology and treatments, and also to boost and to foster prospective clinical trials.
It is important having a network for rare diseases like the rare complex epilepsies, to share data, to share information, to share ideas, and patients, families can bring a great contribution to this sharing and to the process.
One of the major aim of EpiCARE also is education around EU countries about epilepsy.
And the goal is to bring the needs of the patient and make a bridge between the needs and the EpiCARE working group to resolve the open question that have the patient in this community.
I want to give patients a voice. There's a voice that needs to be heard for everybody affected by the rare epilepsies in the EU.
EpiCARE has a fundamental role and is very much important in order to networking people around epilepsy, in order to have a major and in order to produce major efforts within the local countries, within the local ministries of health, that might put more resources on the research and on the care of patients of epilepsy.
We engage the views and voice of the wider patient needs from the patient community, and to promote discussion very much at a patient-centred level to ensure that those needs are met.
The major task is to homogenize the assessments across all the participating centers in order to enable better communication about patients across all these centers, so that we know that we speak about the same. And because it's rare epilepsies, it's important to collect patients among many centers, and then it's important that everybody's doing the same about it.
We developed the first version of this registry. We can actually make this registry available for all the EpiCARE centers, and that will tell us what is really happening in the EpiCARE network concerning rare and complex epilepsies.
It is essential to understand that it is only by comparing and sharing the data throughout Europe in different centers we will have higher chances to find the real causes of these genetic disorders.
It is also important for the hospital administration to encourage the teams that make today the excellence of these institutions. They give a lot of their time for discussing cases that are complex, that allow new treatments to be discovered and facilitate healthcare pathways all over Europe.
This is an extraordinary asset that the European community has favored and supported, and it's quite important because working on the genetics of rare disorders as we do, we need to be in touch and compare our data with those coming from other centers from throughout Europe.
And I think that is an excellent opportunity to work together with all the European experts in the field of epileptology.
Now, the next important step is to have an active involvement of the member states in Europe, of the governments, that they have to support the development of national networks, so at least at a national level, all patients with epilepsy can have the best available care. And then, for the rare disorders, these national networks can link to the ERN EpiCARE and allow both knowledge and appropriate treatment to be provided to everyone.